Well, great day, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for great day. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today for this for sale by owner Goldmine webinar. And I am really, really excited for the information that we have that we're going to be sharing with you today. I have a good friend, Mr. Christoph is on today. He's going to be sharing some information about how you can data mine and get those for sale by owners, expired leads, et cetera, et cetera. But listen, as we set this up and people are logging on and people are watching online, let me just set this up by saying this. That real estate, here's a mindset. Whenever I do training and I speak with agents, it doesn't matter to me if you're new in real estate, you just got your license yesterday and the ink is still wet on the paper, or you've been doing this since real estate has been invented. To me, real estate, it's easy to succeed in real estate. It's hard to fail. I know that's a strong statement to make coming right out the gate, and I'm going to back it up a little later throughout this presentation. But listen, here's the mindset. The mindset is it's easy to succeed in real estate. It's hard to fail. Why do I say it's hard to fail in real estate? Because there are tools, there are resources, there are coaches, there are mentors who are going to walk you through step by step exactly what you need to do to be successful. The other mindset that I always like to establish right up front, and listen, friend, if I talk fast, understand that I'm a Category 5 hurricane. I start at 125 miles an hour and I easily gust upwards to over 200 miles per hour. And so the second mindset is that you are the CEO of a multi-million-dollar real estate company. Think about that. Friend, you are the CEO of a multi-million-dollar real estate company. Yeah. CEO of a multi-real estate company. For a little bit about me, for those who don't know who I am, my name is Rich Wall Street Williams. I am the founder and coach of Momentum Consulting. Don't worry about the nickname Wall Street. It's a long story. We don't have enough time in the time that Chris and I have carved out today to be with you. But my background is in real estate sales. I got into real estate in 2002. A friend of mine kept saying, Rich, you should get in real estate. You should get in real estate. You should get in real estate. And quite honest, friend, I got in real estate just to make him be quiet. Right. And so I got into real estate and I found out that not only was I good at listing, and that was my skill, my niche market was sellers, working with sellers specifically for sale by owners and expired listings. But I also discovered that I had a passion for sharing what I was learning. Too often in real estate, the gurus protect, guard, and hide information to help others succeed. Well, I firmly believe in this, in the law of sowing and reaping. If you want to keep it, you got to be willing to share it. If that makes sense. Put a fire emoji in the chat box. And so I promise that today we're going to learn why most new agents and or seasoned agents fail. And they're going to learn how to flip the script with a proven for sale by owner and expired data mining system. So why do most agents fail in real estate? 87, and this is the National Association of Realtors. They said 87% of all agents fail within their first 5 years. Now, when I saw this stat in 2012, I was preparing to do some training with a group of agents. When I saw this, man, that lit a fire in me. And I was on a mission since 2011 that every agent that I meet, I'm going to make it my mission to help you succeed in real estate. 87% fail in real estate. And the common reason why realtors fail in real estate, ladies and gentlemen, is simply because they don't have clear systems or a consistent lead flow and or poor conversion. Understand this, real estate is a business. That's why I said you are the CEO of a multi-million-dollar real estate company. So you need to have structure. You need to have mentorship. You need to have systems in place that's going to help you thrive. If you're new in real estate and you're on this call, if you're new in real estate and you see this broadcast later, if you've been in real estate less than 90 days, here's the first thing that you should be doing: prospecting as opposed to marketing. Or if you're a seasoned agent, you want to take your business to the next level. You don't market more. You prospect more. And that's why I'm passionate about using tools that's going to help you do that. So I mentioned a little bit about me, a little more information about me. I'm not going to, today is not about Rich, but there's information. So you want to know, how does Rich know? Right? There's some information. Chris, I looked at this the other day, and since I think I look back as far as 2010, since 2010, I've created over 190 webinars, training platforms, just like what we're doing today, since 2012. So I'm not new to this. As a friend of mine said, I'm true to this. And there's some resources I'll make available to you at some point later in time. But right now, let's just get into this, helping you succeed and be successful, specifically with the for sale by owner expired listing opportunity. For sale by owners, now again, these are stats that you can get from the National Association of Realtors or other companies that track this type of data. For sale by owners account for 8% of home sales. But here's a number that I love, friend. Check it out. 80% of all for sale by owners eventually list with an agent. OMG. I don't know about you, but I just got tempted to end this call and start calling some for sale by owners right now. 80%. Now think about this. Let's do quick math. Let's pretend that you could reach out to one for sale by owner. And I'm speaking for sale by owner right now because that's what we're talking about. This stat is about for sale by owners. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you could reach out to one for sale by owner a week, how many weeks in a year? Easy math, 52 weeks. At least in the year that I live, there's 52 weeks in a year. So if there are 52 weeks in a year, if I could reach out to one for sale by owner, I'm just giving you a system, a strategy. I can reach out to one for sale by owner a week. And I already know that the National Association of Realtors says that about 80% of for sale by owners eventually list with an agent. So 80% of 52 listings, 52 for sale by owners, that's a potential of 35, 37 or so for sale by owners. Now, if I have a 50% conversion rate of converting for sale by owners to a listing, one for sale by owner a week, 52 weeks in the year, 80% of them choose an agent. And if I'm 50% correct, if I'm 50% of my conversion, I hope you're following this math, friend. That means that's a potential an additional 15 or 17 listings a year. I don't know about you, but an additional 15 or 17 listings a year in my market is somewhere around $7 or $8 million of extra listings, simply because I decide to plug into for sale by owners and or expired listings. So for sale by owners, warm leads is your opportunity to win without cold calling. It's your opportunity to win. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the meat for today. The ABC method of for sale by owners and or expired. The ABC, it's the approach. B stands for building that rapport, and the C stands for close for the sit down. The approach, come with curiosity, not commission breath. What do you mean, Rich? Commission breath. Commission breath is I'm driven, I'm desperate, and so I'm calling the for sale by owner, and I'm saying list with me, list with me, list with me, list with me. Understand that psychologically you're going against their natural desire. What's their natural desire? The natural desire is to sell it on their own. And so now you're trying to convince them to do something that psychologically they're not prepared to do at that moment. So you want to approach with curiosity, ask questions, build a rapport, uncover motivation. Friend, you and I, we have to approach this from a servant mindset. In other words, I want to serve first before I ask for something in return. I'm a firm believer when it comes to customer service and sales that you have to first connect with what's in a person's heart before you connect with what's in their hand. And then the close for the sit down, ladies and gentlemen, the close for the sit down. What is the close for the sit down? It is inviting them to have a 15-minute walkthrough of the property. A 15-minute walkthrough of the property. Notice it's not I'm bringing over comps of homes that sold in your area. Notice it's not, and if we get a chance to get into the more of the coaching aspect of it, I'll show you that it's not about you. It's not about your brokerage. It's about you building a relationship with another human being. And so my goal is never ever to go over and to close them on choosing me. My goal is just this, friend. And your goal should be the same if you want the same type of success that I've had with for sale by owners. And the goal is just this: get your foot in the door. That's it. Get your foot in the door. So you want to close for that sit down, invite them to a 15-minute walkthrough. And I'm going to share with you what that conversation looks like in just a minute. And listen, the script is very easy as it relates to connecting with that for sale by owner. And here it is. Take a screenshot of this, right? This is absolutely free. Let me tell you, this step right here, this script right here allowed me to have an 85% success rate when I set that initial appointment. Okay, let's go back to the National Association of Realtors stat. 80% of all for sale by owners, they choose a realtor. That's according to the National Association of Realtors. So this isn't rich stat. You can go to NAR's website and you can get that stat. 80% are going to choose a realtor. You and I reach out to one for sale by owner a week. That's a potential, 35, 37 or so potential listing with a 50% close rate, 15, 16, or 17 listings. And this script right here, friends, helps you have an 85% success rate. Now, if you set that appointment, let me take that out. Let me take the word if out, because I believe there are winners that's looking at this. I believe that there are realtors, broker owners who are willing to take their businesses to the next level. So let me take the word if out and say when you schedule that appointment, 85% success rate with this dialogue. And I'm going to attempt to reach out to a few for sale by owners at the end of this call. So if you are interested in seeing this script in live demonstration, I'm going to randomly choose some expired listings. I'm going to randomly choose some for sale by owners. I'm going to reach out to them and see if I can schedule an appointment. So here it is, 3 steps. Step number 1, I'm going to ask, is it available? Step number 2, I'm going to say, how soon can I see it? And step number 3, I'm going to say, oh, by the way. So here we go. Ring, ring. The person picks up the phone. Hello. I say, hi. I'm calling about the house on 123 Any Street. Is it available? They say, oh, yes, it is. They're so excited. They're motivated. Let me tell you why, friend. They're motivated. I have discovered that when I ask that question, as opposed to say, hey, I'm Rich from ABC Realty or whatever brokerage or franchise you're from, when I say that, immediately the guard goes up. Why does the guard go up? Because I'm not speaking to their dominant need. Psychologically, I'm going against what they innately want to do. And what do they innately want to do? They want to sell on their own without a realtor. So the first thing I do, if I say I'm a realtor, guess what happens? The wall goes up. But now if I call and I say, hey, I'm calling about the house on 123 Any Street, is it available? There is an assumption that the seller makes, and they assume that I'm a buyer, and the wall goes down. Do you see the difference? Right? So I want to talk to their dominant need first. What's their dominant need? They want to sell on their own. Is it available? They say yes. As soon as they say yes, ladies and gentlemen, I follow up by saying, how soon can I see it? How soon can I see it? Boom, they set the appointment. 85% of the time. Is it available? How soon can I see it? Boom, they set the appointment. And then I say, oh, by the way, now, in my board of realtors in my area, they say, and I'm in the DC metro area, you have to introduce yourself as a licensed agent. You can't like trick them and go over and say, da-da, hello, gotcha, I'm an agent. No, you have to say, I'm a licensed professional. And so I typically say something like this. Oh, by the way, I work with a team of realtors and they may have a buyer that's interested in seeing your property. Now, the reason why that's just me. Now, you use your own words, but you do have to introduce yourself. You have to identify yourself as a licensed professional. I say, oh, by the way, I work with a team of realtors. And the reason why I say, oh, by the way, because I partner with agents all over the area. So it may not be particular, or some agents say, hey, Rich, can you just set appointments for me? And our system sets appointments for them. So I say, oh, by the way, I work with a team of realtors and they may have a buyer that's interested in seeing your property. Now they may say, oh, no, I want to sell on my own. I say, hey, not a problem. I just want to see the property. And then the bonus, NMWTS. What does that mean? No matter what they say. NMWTS. No matter what they say, I keep going. Is it available? How soon can I see it? Oh, by the way, I work with a team of realtors. Now, when it comes to the, as I'm going through this, if now at the end we're going to carve out time for Q&A. So if you got questions, write those questions down. I don't want you to miss the opportunity. So write those questions down. So between Chris and I, we can answer your questions, whether it's about this process or about the data mining tool at the end. So expired listings. For expired listings, there's typically 4 questions that I ask. Now, I love expired listings because think about this: they're motivated sellers. Rich, why do you say they're motivated sellers? Because they tried to sell their home. They're motivated. I found in real estate that if I spent more of my time working with motivated buyers and sellers, I spent less time in the car, less time at the office, less time missing out on important events with my family, because I work with motivated sellers and buyers. So I'm going to walk you through a simple yet powerful 4-step strategy. Everything I do is a strategy, because it's strategies and systems that agents don't use is the reason for their failure in real estate. And I use the word failure, and I realize failure is a harsh word. When I use the word failure in training and webinar environments, the mind attaches a negative stigmatization or a negative connotation to the word failure. And I intentionally use the word failure because if I'm not hitting my goals, I need to be honest with myself. I'm failing. Right? So anyway, this is a little bit of coaching. Here are the 4 questions. Number 1, I'm calling. Ring, ring. The person picks up the phone. Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. This is Rich Williams calling from ABC Realty. I noticed that your home on 123 Main Street was listed for sale some time ago. Did you ever sell it? Now, this is a loaded question because maybe they had a disappointing experience with the previous realtor. I don't know. So be prepared to be unloaded on. They may unload on you. Right? You may receive a thrashing as a result of it, but just be ready. Be aware that this could happen. Did you ever sell it? They said no. Question number 2, step number 2. Oh, that's too bad. What happened? Let them talk. You build trust. You create empathy, and it gives you insight. So I'm going to let them talk. Oh, that's too bad. What happened? OMG. Are you serious? Now, listen. If they mention that they didn't sell it with a competing brokerage in your market, friend, please don't knock the other broker. That's bad business. Don't knock the other broker. So where are you going to live? Now, I'm talking about motivation. So where are you moving to? Where are you going to live? I'm curious. If you sold your place, where were you planning to go and what was taking you there? See, I'm renewing the motivation because they were thinking about selling their house, and for whatever reason, it didn't sell. And then I get them excited. Oh, where you moving to? Florida? Oh man, what part of Florida? Clearwater? Oh man, I love Clearwater. Right? Whatever the case may be, you're connecting. You're a friend. You're building a relationship. It's not, hey, I want to close this deal. No, I'm connecting with another human being. And then the 4th step in the process, my 4th question that I love is, would you still want to move? Right? If I could help you get your home sold for a reasonable price and a reasonable time and get you to blank, Clearwater, Florida, would you still want to make that move? They say, yes, I'm coming over. I'm coming over. So that's it. It's the 3 steps. When I call it for sale by owner, is it available? How soon can I see it? Oh, by the way, I work with a team of realtors. No matter what they say, that's NMWTS. No matter what they say, I keep going. And these are the 4 questions that I ask the expired listing. If you want to take a screenshot of this, take a screenshot of this. If you want these questions later, just text or email me, and I'll make sure that either myself or someone from the team will get you this information. So now, That's great and that's fine. But let me ask you a question. I love asking questions. What if there was a tool that would give you 98% accuracy as it relates to getting good information on for sale by owners and expired leads and delivered daily with phone numbers and built and included built-in scripts and CRM integration? And if you say yes, I would like this tool, then I'm going to have my good friend Chris come on, and Chris is going to tell you a little bit about Landvoice and how Landvoice can help you get there. Chris, the floor is yours, sir.
Oh, so awesome. You know what? I love your energy. Sometimes I feel like I have too much energy, and then I hear you and I think, I'm in good company.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Quick question. Do you see this joke here?
Yes.
All right. All right. Look, Rich just told us that 80% list with an agent, right? Other agents know that as well, right? So you're not the only one going after FSBO. It's like in this joke, if we change our sign from SRS to FSBO, a realtor is going to find us. The question is, how can you actually, first of all, and I have a different script, and Rich had absolutely the right script. I 100% endorse it. But how can you be first? How can you be not slowed down by research that puts you behind? So I'm going to show you exactly how you can be first. First of all, not everyone here is from the same county, right? So I figured that I want you to actually know how many for sale by owners you have in your top 2 to 4 counties, because it's important that you know the numbers. And if you only go to Zillow and forsalebyowner.com, you come up with a handful and you miss a lot. You know why? Because there are 1,300 different sources where for sale by owners can actually go online and advertise their home. And Landvoice captures all of those sources every single day. By midnight, we give you that information. So I want to do a free lookup for you and let you know how many you have in your top counties in your surrounding area. Text me 801-227-9909. And please don't be shy. We do this all the time, Rich and I. There's no high pressure, nothing. I just want you to know that number. It's important for you to have. Okay, that's free for you. Okay, so if you go for sale by owners to call them to find information, you have 2 choices. You can say, I do it on my own. And you go to Zillow, forsalebyowner.com, you drive around the neighborhood, you go to the local newspaper, you write everything down, hopefully in a spreadsheet and not on a piece of paper. And then you have to scrub it against the MLS. How often? Every single day, because you don't want to call on an active listing, right? So you want to call on for sale by owners who are truly for sale by owners. You're not even allowed to call on an active listing. So I don't have to tell you that is way too hard. So step number 1 or method number 1 should be out of the window. If you're still doing it, stop doing it. You have better stuff to do. You should be at listing appointments, and you can be as soon as you free yourself up. Sometimes we bog ourselves down with research that's not necessary. The easier way is you simply, ask Landvoice, hey, what are my for sale by owners? And we tell you. In fact, you can pull it up yourself within 30 seconds. I'll show you now what it looks like, because all of you are curious how much easier that is, I'm sure. So when you are a client at Landvoice, we ask you for your top counties, put that in the system, you get your username and password, and then you log in, click on FSBO, and then all of those FSBOs pop up. And you can sort by the last, 30 days or yesterday, or even the last 12 months. And you can say, don't show me any actives. And you click a button, that takes all the actives out, because we are connected with your MLS to make sure that the actives are out. And then look what you get. You get the name, the address, the absentee owner info, the email address if we find it, social media profile if we find it. My favorite part is, of course, the phone number. Without the phone number, it would be difficult to be first to a FSBO. So we always give you the phone number. We scrub it against the do not call registry. You can see it right here. This number is in green. This number is in red. That's on the DNC, and that is not. And look down here. I love it. The ad allows you to bond and connect with the FSBO and not makes it not look like you're a robocaller who just calls numbers all day long, has no idea about their house. When Rich had a script earlier, your house, is it still available? Can I see it? You could add even something to it. I just saw that it has this 2-car garage, and that's important to me. And you get it out of the ad, right? So that is how you get FSBOs. And I told Rich, you know what? Let's throw you a little bonus in today. I'm going to tell you what else Landvoice has besides expireds and for sale by owners. Because expireds look exactly the same way. Instead of FSBOs, it says expireds. We give you all the expireds from the MLS. You can sort them again by any of those categories. But we also give you pre-foreclosures. And that is important because you want to be diversified. If there are a lot of pre-foreclosures in your area, hey, you want to know about those. These are, many of them, very motivated sellers. You just have to find out which ones, right? And all the economic headwinds that came up and all the missed mortgage payments that we had in the last couple years, actually, in the last year and a half for sure, they're leading to pre-foreclosures. And you have 60 to 180 days to get the home sold. My question is, can you do that? Of course you can. They're not becoming another expired. You actually can sell those because you're a great agent, because we are helping you with the scripts. We're giving you all the data for the pre-foreclosures, and I want you to know how many you have. So if you haven't already texted me, text me now. The counties and maybe your name for your pre-foreclosures, and for free, I will tell you how many you have. I can even look up how many are coming in the next month. It's almost like having a crystal ball. We have it here at Landvoice. We can tell you what's coming up. So that is a free lookup for you. Okay. If you do it yourself, if you have Landvoice, oh my gosh, it takes you less than 30 seconds to pull up those thousands of pre-foreclosures in your area. This is what it looks like. All the numbers scrubbed against the DNC. I hope you can see how easy that it is, guys. I mean, some platforms and some softwares are so complicated, and you just want to give up right away. A caveman can learn that in 10 minutes. It's so easy. It's so easy. You simply click right here. Here it is. I click on the address. I see more information. I can sort by price, by postal code, whatever I want. Okay. So all of that data is yours. If you have it on your phone, it's even easier because you can actually tap the number and it dials it for you. For those of you who always wanted to have a dialer but could never afford one, well, you're going to be happy because this is almost as fast as a auto dialer, only that it is 100% safe, compliant, TCPA compliant, because you do one-by-one initiation of call. You tap the number, dial it, take a tag, create a note, and stays with that lead forever. This agent is going to tell you how awesome the data, how correct, and how she got like 17 listings from pre-foreclosures in 3 days. The script, I have to fly through that. Don't use that script. That's why I put it gray. Use this one. I know your home isn't for sale right now, but have you ever thought about selling it? Or, hey, I'm calling everybody in the neighborhood right now because home prices are up. And if you were offered the right price for your home, would you be willing to sell? Great script for sale by own pre-foreclosure. You can download all our scripts and videos and even an ebook, 10 listings in 7 days, absolutely free. We want this to be in your hand so you can succeed. Go to landvoice.com/free downloads and you can download it right there. Now, we also give you geo-farming data. Why? Because if you don't approach the neighbors after you have a listing, gosh, you're missing out. Listings have babies, right? We know that. They're coming out of the neighborhood, but sometimes we get so busy with our listing and the marketing, we totally forget to tell the neighbors what's going on. And then we're missing out on 2 or 3 additional listings that we could have gotten right out of the neighborhood. So we have a tool, we call it Neighborhood Search. And it simply is, it's again, so simple. You draw a boundary around any area as big or as small as you want, captures everybody in there. You click submit. Now you suddenly have, almost by magic, they're hard to find phone numbers. Cell phones, landlines, everything scrubbed against the DNC. We even now add all the information of demographics, household income, net worth. Whenever we can find it, we give it to you. And there's no extra charge. That's just all included. And you get up to 3,000 monthly search results. So just to summarize really quick, Just going to flip through that. You get expireds from Landvoice, all the expireds from the entire MLS every single day, one-time payment, and you have it for the whole year. And then you get for sale by owners up to 2 counties, pre-foreclosures, 2 counties for the whole year, and neighborhood search, 3,000 monthly search results. So what I showed you right now is how you can be the dominating agent in your area by having the data ready, like on a silver platter every morning. It's like opening the fridge and the breakfast is there. Instead of saying, I grab the gun, I go shoot a rabbit or go look for food. You literally have the data there before anybody else. And that's why our clients get at least 2 to 3 transactions in additional a month. You should be getting at least 2 transactions a month from that. Okay. I'll show you a short testimonial here of somebody who actually tried other lead providers, and let me see what happens here with him.
So I just wanted to give my highest testimonial and highest level of recommendation to Landvoice Data Services. They're quite simply the best data service provider and for the best prices. I've been an agent for 12 years. I've cold called for about 8 of them aggressively, at least 4 hours a day. I've used every single service provider out there. I've used Vulcan 7. I've used Expresso Agent. I've used Cole Realty. I've used the Red X. And I can tell you without a doubt that the best numbers for the best price is Landvoice.
Also, the data that we are getting and the quality of it is just second to none right now.
Landvoice works.
So that's why we choose to work with Landvoice. They work for me in 90 plus cities. I think they'll work for you.
Okay, so now that you know how good the data is, I want to show you something interesting. Just because we have better data, like you just heard in any other service provider out there, doesn't mean that we charge more. In fact, we charge less. And there's a reason why. Because the best way, and you should know that from marketing, if you ever took a class, there are 2 ways to capture market share. And the best ways are having the best quality and having the best quality at the best price. So we have both. We have the lowest price on purpose. We were acquired by $1 billion company 2 years ago. They said, hey, it doesn't matter if we charge less. We capture more market share, give agents the data that they need that's going to help the whole industry. We grow in the process anyway. So you can see $14.97 a year compared to $35.90 or the closest one, $28.30 for exactly the same products, only better quality and more data, as you can see right here in neighborhood search. 3,000 lookups versus 1,000, 2,500, 1,000, or 750. Now, I'm going to do something special for you on this webinar. Okay, and there has to be another motivation for you so you can become a motivated buyer, really. Instead of charging you $14.97, we're going to do a 1-hour flash sale today. Okay. And that is initiated by the time we have a text message or so. If you can't make it in that hour, that's okay, as long as you text us. Text the word PRO to 801-227-9909. The reason why we can only do it for 1 hour, because we are losing even more money by giving that to you. We are taking another $500 off and do it only for $9.97. You're never going to see that anywhere else. Okay, not even at Black Friday. So don't wait for that. That's the lowest price you can possibly ever get. Now you get Landvoice with all the data I was telling you about to get you a minimum of 2 extra transactions, hopefully every month, for only $9.97. That's less than a cup of coffee a day. Okay, so text PRO to Christoph 801-227-9909, and I do something in addition as a reward to you for taking action. I will double the counties, because normally you get 2 counties. I'm going to give you today 4 counties for the same price. And no, the price will not go up next year. It will stay the same. For those of you who say, this is great, but I can't do a year up front, text me anyway. We have an amazing quarterly deal as well, where you can save a lot of money and make it happen for you. Okay, but the double the counties is for those who do the annual for $9.97 a year. So now it's time actually to make some calls and put the data to work. Rich, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, so I know that you sent me earlier a message that the list that I sent you didn't include phone numbers. I resend it, and
Yes,
it
I
has
have it.
perfect. Okay, let me stop the PowerPoint.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
All right, awesome. So I just want to make sure I'm tracking with you. You said it's 1497, and the flash is 997. So it's at what, almost $500 that's taken off. And the other thing I'm going to do is, and I'm just getting ahead of myself a little bit, is that in addition, for those that do the Flash Pro for 997, what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer you the 4-week coaching that I do. That's 397. And then I have a 90-day social media content to help you build your social media specific niche content calendar for the next 90 days. I typically charge 149 for that, and I'm throwing that in for anyone that's going to do the 997. So that's 997 plus the almost an additional $700 free that you get, because we're very motivated and get you to move forward. So listen, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some live calls. I'll choose a few for sale by owners. I'll choose a few expired. I usually start with for sale by owners first. Remember the ABC, the approach, the build the rapport. Then you make that connection and you ask questions. It's a 3-step close process. Where is it available? How soon can I see it? Oh, by the way, so I'm going to demonstrate that that dialogue for you. So let me do this first. I got to end the share. Excuse me. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let me go over here, and I'm gonna do a test dial first. And Chris, let me know if you hear it down. I'm actually gonna call myself.
Okay.
And just testing it. Make sure the audio is good. Do you hear that?
I did not.
You don't? Okay. All right. Let me go back over here.
What am I supposed to hear? The phone ringing?
Yeah, you're supposed to hear the phone ringing.
Okay, let me hear it. Listen.
It's stopped ringing. Let me go back in. Are you? Did I make you a host, co-host?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta take that back then, because it won't allow me to. Oops, don't want to rename it.
Guys, be patient, huh?
Yeah.
It's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be great.
Okay. How about, are you still, is it still showing that you're the host?
Let me see here what it shows. No, I don't know.
Okay. The slide's that's not allowing me to release it. All right, let me do this.
I can get off the call. I mean,
No, that's good. I'm gonna switch it over. I'm gonna switch over and do the audio. All right, let me do it again. I'm gonna make this call here. You should be able to see this because I switched it and I pulled the audio. It should be pulling audio now. And you should be hearing the phone ringing in a few seconds. You hear it ringing?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Now we in business. Now we are in business. Okay, so I'm going to call the first number. I'm going to jump right to it. Now, this is a for sale by owner. And here's my disclaimer. I don't know if I'm going to be hung up on, cussed out. I don't know. And hopefully, if it is a negative situation, I can hang up the call. But we're going to try it. Here we go. First call.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Oh man, a voicemail.
301.
That's what I'm telling the sellers. This is why you need to hire me.
1162 is not available.
I just usually leave a generic
At the
voicemail.
tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, this is Rich Williams. I'm calling about the house that was for sale by owner. Just curious if it's still available. If it is, call me today at 240-206-1218. Thank you. And let's move on to the next number. And you know, for those that are watching this, this is one of the reasons when I'm talking with for sale by owners, this is one of the reasons I use on why they need to hire us, because you're missing potential buyers by not working with a licensed professional. All right, here we go. The second call. Let's see how we go. Hello? Hello? Okay, we're going to go on to hopefully we're going to strike gold here soon, Chris. 973-886. All right. This is the last for sale by owner. Then I'm going to try an expired listing next.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The
See?
person you're trying to reach is
Another
not
for sale by
available.
owner
At the
could
tone,
potentially miss
please record your message.
buyer.
When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, this is Rich. I'm calling about the house that's for sale by owner. I'm just curious if it's still available. If it is, call me today at 240-206-1218. All right, so we're going to switch over and I'm going to reach out to a few expired leads. And so, ladies and gentlemen, so you know, when I'm prospecting for sale by owner, and that's one of the selling features, you know, when you connect with the for sale by owner and on why they should work with you is because they're missing potential buyers. You know, what if I was a qualified buyer and I just called and I get your voicemail, right? So, you know, you're missing opportunities when you do that. All right, so I pulled up my expired. I love the detail also that Landvoice gives as it relates to the property. I mean, I can look at the address, I look at the square footage, number of bedrooms, the bathrooms, etc. So it's not, it doesn't feel like a cold call because I have the seller's name, phone number, etc. And it just, you know, it to me, it's beautiful to have a tool like Landvoice that's going to give me that information that I need so that I can make the call. Okay, here we go. The first expired listing. Here we go.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, this is Rich Williams. I'm calling about a house that was for sale. I'm just curious if it's still available. If it is, call me today at 240-206-1218. All right, I'm going to do two more expired calls and then Chris, we're going to wrap this up today. All right, here we go. The second expired listing.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, this is Rich Williams. I'm calling about a house that was for sale, and I'm just curious if it's sold or not. I'm not sure. If it's still available, call me today at 240-206-1218. All right, one more. We'll see how we do. Now, for those that are on the call, I'm going to be doing some on Friday afternoon. I'm going to be doing some more calls, doing some live calls because I do a prospecting and helping agents prospect. So if you're interested in that, just at some point shoot me an email or text me or let me know, and I'll make sure I invite you to that as well. Here we go, the third call to the expired listing to see what kind of success I can have.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, this is Rich Williams. I'm calling about a house that was for sale. I'm not sure if it's sold yet, and I was just curious if it's still available. If it is, call me today at 240-206-1218. Thank you so much. Have a great day. All right. So unfortunately, it didn't make any connection, but here's the thing I love about this is that I have the information, right? So it's not a cold call. I know the seller's name, the property address, etc. And I'm just leaving the general information. I found out from prospecting, active phone prospecting, less is always more. So I don't go into detail. This is Rich from, my brokerage. No, I just say, is it available? I'm just curious. It was for sale. Did it sell? Is it still available? And then we take it from there. So that's really all that I have. Now I'm going to open it up for those that are either online and you want to type in some questions, or those that are on the call. You can unmute your mic and or type in the chat if you got some questions for either Chris or I. And I'm monitoring the online to see if there's any questions coming in online or those that are inside the Zoom room. Oh, someone said, what time on Friday? 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
1 p.m. Thank you.
Yes, 1 p.m. Friday Eastern Standard Time. And you can, just text or email me and I'll send you an invitation to that. Someone said a demonstration of prospecting is such a treat. Okay. Thank you, Chad. I appreciate that. Any other questions? Now, it looks like the person that asked for, is it Miss McGee, Esmeralda?
I'm here.
Yes. So, and I'm just curious. This is, I don't want. Hopefully, I'm not putting you too much on the spot. Is how long have you been in real estate?
I have for 24 years.
24 years. We were in a live class. I would say you almost been around since it's been invented, but I won't say that today. And so you're on this call because you're curious about adding for sale by owners or expired listings to a part of your strategy to grow your business? Correct.
It's never a bad thing to add more.
Okay.
Add more probable sellers.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, again, so Chris presented some great information on Landvoice. It's a great tool. I've used it as an agent to help scale my business. And my business is 75%. 80% of my business is for sale by owners and expired listings. Someone said, can we get the phone number again for Landvoice information? There it is. Boom. Ask and you shall receive.
I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I did see that you do provide phone numbers for these prospects and you do scrub them. So they're scrubbed against the DNC.
Right.
That's very important to me. Are they scrubbed against the state and the nationwide DNC list?
Yes, on a regular basis. So you can always be compliant.
Okay, good. Good. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great question. The other thing is about the list that I enjoy is I do a lot of email campaigns. And so that when the email addresses are available, either on the expired or the for sale by owner, the email address is there.
Yeah.
And so, as you're building your database, and my mindset in my business is I work every lead that come my way. It doesn't matter how many. I work every lead that come my way. And then I set up a system that allows me to send an email out on a weekly basis. And I usually do a 6 to 8 touch. And that's one of the secret. It's not really a secret. I just told you, but that's one of the success strategies that I found in my business with for sale by owners is that you got to have a campaign. You got to be reaching out on a weekly basis, because somewhere around week 4 to week 6, in my experience, they're starting to think about maybe I should hire a professional, and you're that top of mind awareness for them. So if there isn't any other questions for Chris or myself, I appreciate it. Just once again, Chris said you want to text him at 801-227-9909. If you want to reach out to me, I'm easy to find on social media. You just go to Google and type Rich Wall Street Williams, and I guarantee you want to find me. So I appreciate your time. I see at the top because the bottom is just too crowded. Let's have a successful day. See you soon.
Thank you. Great job.
Yep. Thank you.